10, 12 past? So all set?
12.
Okay, yeah. We'll start this meeting, the West Bridgewater Board of Assessors. The time is 6:12, and I guess we'll be in tape or audio remotely, is that
That's correct.
right? Due to the virus and such, the hall's been closed to the public, so there's a necessity of the board to meet here and make us available to the public through this method.
Mr. Chairman, if I could read a statement regarding the state of emergency public access notice.
Yes.
Due to the increasing concern surrounding the coronavirus pandemic, this meeting will be open to the public through remote participation only. The meeting will be accessible to the public by audio conferencing via telephone. If you would like to listen live, please dial 571-317-3122 and enter the code 885-689-317. This number should be displayed on the screen that is being broadcast live on the West Bridgewater Television's Facebook page.
Why don't you give that number out again, John?
The number again is 571-317-3122, access code 885-689-317. Please be advised that the chairman may not allow questions from the audience. To view a live broadcast of the meeting, please go to, as I said previously, the West Bridgewater Television's Facebook page. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, John.
The board does not have any appointments for this evening. I have several items on the principal assessors report, primarily related to the coronavirus pandemic. The special town meeting, which is scheduled for March 30th, is going to be the subject of a discussion at the Selectmen's meeting this evening at 7 p.m. to make the decision as to whether or not to postpone that meeting. Also, the town elections scheduled for April may be affected by the coronavirus pandemic and will also be discussed by the Board of Selectmen with the town clerk. The Registry of Motor Vehicles Atlas Training Workshop, which the principal assessor and the assessing staff were scheduled to attend, has been canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Sorry about that. They should be calling your phone if they're calling in for the conference. The coronavirus pandemic is also going to curtail my field inspections for all building permits for the near future. And a policy is supposed to be developed in coordination with the other inspectional officers, the town administrator, and I anticipate that the Board of Selectmen will also be issuing a policy after they have a discussion on that matter. I do want to discuss the potential work from home options for the office staff during this coronavirus pandemic. As you know, this is a very fluid situation. Nobody really knows what's going to happen within the next hour, let alone the next day. As you know, the Governor Charlie Baker has declared a state of emergency. He has been asked to consider ordering a shelter-in-place notice for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He has stated, as of today, he is hesitant, he's reluctant to do that. But I would just like to make all preparations in anticipation that that order may occur. As you know, this pandemic is unprecedented. Nobody's ever experienced anything like this in our lifetimes. So I don't know what lies for any of us in the future, but I would like to get some feedback from the board regarding some options. So I've called around to a couple of different communities, just a few, City of Brockton, the town of Rainham, and the town of Easton. Town of Rainham is closed this week for a deep cleaning of Town Hall, and they plan to be open on Monday. I don't know what their schedule is, because I wasn't able to talk to anybody there. I just received a voice recording. Same with the town of Easton. I called the assessor's office, hoping that I would be able to speak with my contemporary in Easton, and that telephone call went to a voice message from, I believe it was the town administrator of the town, stating that the town of Easton is operating on some type of reduced staff. It didn't provide much detail, except to say, leave a telephone number and the appropriate party will attempt to get back to you as soon as possible. I called the City of Brockton Assessor's office, and I spoke with one of the clerical staff there. They have 3 staff members, and she informed me that they are operating on a rotating schedule. So every 3rd day, one of the clerical staff is not in the office. So again, I don't have any specific proposal to present to you. I just want to discuss it with you and try to get some feedback and try to prepare for what's coming or what may be coming. So in our case, in the Board of Assessors case, I believe that we could perform most of our duties working at home. As you know, I have remote access on my laptop computer now, and I've been doing that for several years now on occasion. I asked the IT person to come into the office on Monday, this past Monday, to also put that remote software on the 2 clerical staff members' computers so that they would be prepared to work from home. If that's the direction that the town wants to go, if that's the feedback that I received from the assessors in terms of dealing with this pandemic. We had a problem with one of the laptop computers. So Daniela's computer currently has that remote software on it. And again, I'm just doing this in preparation. I don't have any particular agenda that I'm trying to push. I just want to let you know, I went out and I purchased a laptop computer because they're disappearing off the shelves. Why? I presume because more and more people are planning to work from home. So I grabbed the last computer that was in the Staples store, the last reasonably priced computer that was in the Staples store last night. It's in the box. I haven't opened the box. I can return it. I don't plan to open the box unless the board thinks that we should put a plan into place for working from home.
Well, I think anything like that, David seems to have everything working under control, and I mean, I don't think we should be doing anything without consulting upstairs. David seems to have a pretty good handle on everything, so I don't think we should be putting software on personal people's computers without some sort of security thing in place, without their, you know, I mean, whatever we do here affects the entire town hall. So because what one department does, another department is going to, because we're also dealing with the union and how all of that may affect it. So I don't think we should be doing anything without consulting David and the selectmen on how they want to handle this.
That's correct. So I called the town administrator to ask him if he was planning to have any discussions on this subject. And he said it's a fluid situation with him too.
Right, so, but until they come up with something, we shouldn't be putting software on anybody's computer.
Why not?
Well, because one, I think we're putting people's personal information at risk if you're dialing into the work computers. Who knows if somebody's computer has a virus, they have issues, they have problems. Anything can be transmitted to the town computers. Is it something that's then going to be spread throughout the network? Who knows?
Well, I know the servers are very secure, and I've worked with the IT personnel, and he assures me that they're secure.
Okay, he might have assured you But until David says that, yeah, this is the way we should be doing it, I don't think we should be putting town information or these residents at risk.
How are they at risk?
I've just said, because I don't think putting this the software on personal computers is the way to be doing this right
I've
now.
been doing this for 4 or 5 years, as you know, I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever.
And that's not a conversation we probably should have right now.
Why is that?
Well, because I don't think it should be happening, period. Because I don't think any of this should be done from personal computers. Because I think that anybody could access your computer.
Well, the
Get into
alternative, I guess,
information.
would be to purchase town computers. Is that what you suggested?
I'm not suggesting we purchase them, but if that's something down the road that we expect people to work from home, then that would be something we would have to do.
My concern, Paula, is this might be the last meeting that we have for weeks, months. And I'm just trying to get a sense of what direction do you want to go, in cooperation with the town administrator, in cooperation with the Board of Selectmen, in coordination with the IT department, in coordination with all departments. I don't think this, and I appreciate your concerns, but I think, first of all, some town officials are working from home now. Second of all, I think some town officials will be working from home in the future as a result of this pandemic. I'm simply trying to get a sense from the board as to what it is that what you would support.
Well, what I would support is whatever upstairs decides, that they have the best interest of the town, they have more information than any of us sitting down here are gonna have. And I think that our best interest, and our best thing to do is to leave it to them to decide how they want this pursued and how they want it handled, and whatever they want is what we do.
A couple things. In regard to your statement a minute ago about this might be the last meeting that we can have, we can always, if need be, I don't know what the length of this ordeal is gonna be, if need be, whether it's, taped or not, we can always call for a meeting, advertise it, and do that if we have to. I don't think it's gonna come to that. In regards to, and I think it's good that, you have a little dialogue here about that, but I just think to make any decision now regarding, bringing work home, doing this or that, there's not enough information, and is it work that could be put off for a couple of weeks and you can go to other stuff that wouldn't need a computer at home, or can we rotate like Brockton? There's other choices here. I, at this time, don't think we should be, in regards to, bringing work home and having the office not manned, until, if, once, like she says, if the town manager proposes and has some agenda in place, that's fine, whatever he's gotta do. I know another department where they're working in their office and keep it, with the public can't come in and keep track of what they're doing and such. I'm hoping this whole thing, doesn't have a lengthy bite to it. If it doesn't, we'd have to do something like that, obviously. But right now, where, the hall's closed to the public and all the other stuff coming through, it's just beginning. So,
Yes, it is.
I don't wanna sit here right now and make any type of decision. I don't know if you should have bought that laptop without talking to us first. I don't know about that, that's fine, so that's a different thing.
It's on the box, I can return it.
No, I know, I understand that, but, it's not as if we, got 7 zillion parcels and we got something right on the queue that's gotta, be done right now. I'm sure the stuff that we have in the office, hopefully that'll suffice in the office.
Yeah.
And if worst comes to worst, we can, because I thought about that when I talked to you earlier, about maybe rotating or something like that. I'm hoping somebody can be here to answer the phones if the public does call in, but if it gets that bad and the town manager says there's no one allowed in the hall, then so be it.
My intention is to provide service to the public. And if the governor orders shelter in home tomorrow, I want to be able to say, all right, I can program this computer, I can send the staff home. If somebody calls and needs a motor vehicle excise adjustment, we can do that. We can
We can do it, but once the governor says that, and also it gives us a reason, if it gets to that dire thing of shelter in place, then, are we obligated to provide, every service we can to the public. Under those circumstances, I would say not. We do the best job we can. But, this is something that's statewide, not to our little town of West Bridgewater here. So I think we should roll with that until, we have more information. I'm sure the town manager's right on top of all this stuff, deciding what's best for the community as we go along.
No doubt in my mind about
Right,
that.
so
I'm
right
just trying
now,
to make preparations.
No, I understand that, and I appreciate that, but right now, we'll go as we can. And if there's a decision made to shelter in place or whatever that might be, then we'll shift gears then.
Okay, Cheryl, do you have any comments?
No, I think that's the right thing to do.
All right, so Steve,
Thank
would
you.
be okay with it if I make a motion that for work at home, we defer to the town administrator? To whatever his
Well-
policy is?
Yeah, well, we'll defer to making that adjustment at such time, however that is, with the town manager or whatever, right? I'm not selectman, I'm not sure who makes that decision, but, yeah, right now, it's, I don't think it's really called for.
I
Okay.
agree.
Thank you. So the next item on your agenda, under old and new business, is the level 2 grievance. I spoke with the Attorney General's office yesterday, and they advised that the board not act on this evening, and that it be rescheduled as an executive session matter. So the only question I have for the board is, would you prefer to do this next Wednesday, the 25th, which is not your normal schedule? But again, with the concern that we don't know where we're going to be next Wednesday with the state of emergency that we're in, and recognize you can do this over the telephone, or would you rather do it on April 1st,
The next regular meeting,
your next regular?
I'd prefer that.
Doesn't matter.
What's the necessity of having an extra meeting for that when it's going to be an executive session? We're going to be here for a regular meeting anyways.
I because of the unknown, Steve, that's all.
No, I know, but-
If just.
But the unknown's going to dictate what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to say that we couldn't meet.
But for the sake of discussion, let's say that the governor says, under the state of emergency, you can still continue to have remote telephone meetings. Okay, fine. You can wait till the 1st. What if the decision is no meetings, no boards, no meetings?
Then it's not our fault that we
That's
can't have
the
the
case
meeting in
of
executive
emergency.
session, and we'll do it at such time when we can.
Yeah. Fine.
There's no, yeah, it's not,
So you could schedule for the 25th, cancel it, or you could schedule for
just
the
make it for the first.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's- yeah.
April 1st. I've already put in a request to the union to extend the board's time for responding, because under the
Right.
contract, you
It's
have
a 5 days, right, yeah.
So.
Yeah, under the circumstances, I'm sure that would be, amenable.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So that's it. You've already had your warrants and.
So,
Okay, let's-
John, one thing, did you say it was April 1st?
April 1st, yes.
Okay, okay.
And there are no minutes to review. So the only item left would be to go into executive session for the purpose of reviewing applications for abatement and exemption relative to Purpose 7 under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 60, Chapter 59, Section 60, to review and discuss strategy of pending appellate tax board cases relative to Purposes 3 and 7 of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 59, Section 60, because to do so in open session could have a detrimental effect on the board's litigating position, and to review and accept and approve any qualified executive session minutes, which you don't have. So just the first two items.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we enter into executive sessions for the reason that the principal assessor Donahue mentioned.
And not to return.
And
to
won't be
open
reconvening
session.
into open session. Any discussion on that? Do I have a motion to do that?
Second?
All those in favor with a roll call? Assessor Bunker?
Yes?
Smith?
Yes.
McCarthy, yes.
6:30 PM.